Hey guys, how is it going? My name is MrGreenYeti. Welcome back to the Stanley Parable 2, I guess this would be now. I should move my window over here. Meow. I started recording as I was loading up in case there was more dialogue. There was not, but maybe a couple more laters. This music though. A couple more reloads might give more narrator dude. This is a fucking funky intro. Right, begin the game. So last time, I should have looked this up before I started recording. Last time we did the main
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
main ending. With left side, we went through the left side and did everything he wanted. The bucket we have now gives a bunch more dialogue options for everywhere. We did... I need to look this up, I'm stupid. So we did the... What ending was it? Was it input code? Awaiting input, yes. Oh wait, no, we got that. That was a heaven ending. I'm stupid, it's fine. Okay, we've done that. So we can do our own thing now. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah. Do we take bucket to the right side? We haven't done hardly anything on the right side yet without the bucket. I'm going to take it.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Embrace the bucket. The bucket makes sounds.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the...
We never went downstairs here as well. I'm going to go this way and downstairs. This series could go on forever because there's so many things to do. Also, we need these. Where are they? One is in a large room, lots of boxes, which is the right side elevator room. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Would that be downstairs here? And then somewhere both red and blue is... I think I know where that is. It's when you go to the big box room and you jump down onto the catwalk, I think is the red and blue area. So for the moment...
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining...
Yeah.
By coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't remember this being so red. Oh!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
I like Figlies. Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a
Figlies.
small number in the corner of your screen go up by one?
Figlies.
I'm sure it will come to me.
Figlies. I mean, a car
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
1, 2, B4.
Maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this.
No!
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley
I
might
want my
experience
buck.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed the rooms were repeating.
Yeah.
Which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
What?
Oh, gracious.
Whoa.
He exclaimed.
No.
Bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
It dropped it somewhere.
Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him. Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket.
Where are you, Mr. Bucket?
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next.
The fuck?
None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
I want my special bucket.
Me, Stanley. Find me.
He
had to find the bucket.
There's so many buckets.
To his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he
Ah!
dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Is that
It was incredibly painful.
Yeah, that sounds
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Well, that's not the usual ending. If you don't have the bucket, it does something different.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
She's got a
But
bucket.
on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He didn't have a bucket.
This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass.
Yeah.
And she backflipped all the way to work.
As you do. I mean, that's the same ending. It's just with a bucket this time. So, yeah, I like that. Also, I moved the mic slightly further away. I moved it closer to be able to pick up my voice better, but then it's too close. So it's like hard to figure out the mic positioning, but it should be okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Keep bucketing
With
it,
the
man.
bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yeah. Do we want to right side it now?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Bucket knows what's up.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Yes.
Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Am I leaving? Oh my god, there we go.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
He's done more than that, man. Give him credit. You gonna say more?
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home.
Put it down.
Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home. But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Bucket has a
The
voice.
Cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
What is this? It's a room with lots of boxes.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
One more.
You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very
The-
soon, you'll
the
collect
what?
the last one. And then
What happened
the
to Figlies?
first number will equal the second number, and that will be it.
Yeah.
We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None
Why
of
are
us
they called
can.
that? How do I get off of this? Oh, there's a vent. What on earth? Where am I? What is this? That's a lot of tapes. I'll just...
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down.
You need to wear it as a hat.
It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
Make the bucket as payable DLC.
It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Gambhorra'ta.
Sorry? Gambhorra'ta. What? Who turned off the recording? What? What is that? That's actually mysterious and quite cool. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Yeah.
He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
Not with the bucket around. To the right. Once again, with the bucket.
Tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
No.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes.
I forgot to set myself offline.
Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Is there more dialogue here now I stay?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
What?
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Why was the bucket wrong this time? No.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yeah, good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Through the
It should
narrator.
have alarmed him, of
Strangely.
course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
One of these days I'm going to fall off doing
In
that.
here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
What is this going to be?
Stanley once again obeyed.
I've done this before, but not with the bucket, so... Meow.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket. This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
What?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very
Jazz music.
distressingly,
Oh!
he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Hello. Hello, it's me, your bucket. Press T to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
There it is.
Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Be to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
He's got bucket artwork. I like it. Picasso. Press G to go back to work. Meow.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me?
Yes.
Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
You sure about that? Don't listen to the loud man. Press C for us to go back home. Oh.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Yes. Press Y to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Did the screen just flicker to something? You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press B to go back home. Is this bucket gaslighting me?
I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
It's a reassurance
More,
bucket.
what am I trying to say?
Where's the stickers?
Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Compared to a regular bucket? Press G to relive the same day with me over and over.
Oh my god, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
You're getting... I've forgotten the word. My brain isn't working. He has become transfixed with the bucket, same as Stanley. Press X to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings.
Are we having dinner with the bucket? Are we having sex with the bucket?
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
There we go. Oh, fuck.
Stanley,
oh.
Give me the bucket.
No.
Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
Don't you dare touch my bucket.
Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Don't take my bucket. Walrus, etc. Go back to work, Stanley. I can't see at the moment. I will do that when I open my eyes. I clicked. That's a never end, I guess. Okay. So does that mean... Jesus Christ.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
So does this mean the taking the phone out of the wall socket is another ending with the bucket? Because I'm going to try.
Touched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
this one always the same?
Meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Rude.
Stanley took the
I've
door in his
so
hand
much to do still, man.
Back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Yep.
The cargo lift, yes. Good.
Let's take the...
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
wire
There's
out of
something
the
up
phone.
there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yes. Which is going to unplug the phone.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley, once again, obeyed blindly.
That was a new line. Oh my god.
Now pick up the phone.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Funny.
Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk.
It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here.
Is this just going to be the same...
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work?
This is
How
new.
long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
We're about to find out.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is
Yes.
yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh,
Why
in
is there
all
a Simpson?
likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I hate
Let's
that
practice
so
screaming,
much.
"I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Danny with the funny. I hate that so much.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter.
I'm
and even
concerned.
tripled over in laughter in no time at all.
Please
Just
stop.
remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
I am concerned. Is that the same creature that stopped the tape man?
This video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing
Is
are
there going to be an
still as
actual
relevant
horror
today
segment in
as
this
they
at some
were
point?
back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Oh, this is going to... Okay. Oh, this is normal. This is normal. Ah, okay.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to
Let's
Stanley.
go.
The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke.
What
Oh,
is-
I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
Shut. So is this going to take me down the same path, just with different dialogue? I guess we'll find out. I didn't realize the bucket had so many sounds. Meow.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Yeah, I want to get to the weird office.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I thought
What?
this was all covered very
You
clearly.
said left!
There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done.
I'm
The joke
so-
is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint.
I'm
Are
so
you
confused.
proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
What? It's subjecting my expectations and subverted
When
them.
Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
What?
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back.
What?
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors...
This is like reverse
they
of the other
entered
one. I
door
love
on
it.
the left.
No.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back.
Fine, I'll go in the door on the
Here
right.
we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
That's not the you.
What? We're back at the phone already.
Scared the shit out of me.
What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone.
So we're breaking the
Now
game
timing's
differently.
Completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to.
I like it.
And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room.
How do you forget that?
What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Have fun.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Stanley, you
Oh.
love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Fucking
Yes.
hell.
Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame? Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
No.
Getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Okay. Do we want to? I have a dilemma here.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
We can go to the head ending if we want. So, do I want to take the bucket to... No, I'm going to go do the right side without the bucket this time. Jumping off of the conveyor lift thing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Yeah.
he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
Have I
first,
reset this
just
now?
to
I've not been here in a
admire it.
while.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I still need to do that route with and without bucket.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
Wait,
he
that's here
wasn't
without the
5 years
bucket.
ago.
I want to go down there.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
See ya.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Ah,
Now listen
red and
carefully,
blue.
This is important.
Ah!
Stanley walked through the red door. And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly.
What?
Savor this moment, Stanley. This
Stop
is a
renaming
real
it.
accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Going through red or blue doors. So he said red.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh,
You
I'm
see,
here.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yeah.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yeah.
Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Yeah.
Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new
I forgot
design,
this
and you can
path.
give me some
It's quite fun.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
There's not even textures.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, I think it does.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Was this the leaderboard? Yeah. Wait, is that actually true? Doors attempted. What does that mean? Did you know 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? Only 3% of players chose the blue door. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. This is you. Oh. How does it take you to get the correct door? Is that my playtime? Complete against others to improve your standing power career. I'm 9,328 out of 9,328 players worldwide. I don't think that's true. Why are the lights missing textures? Hello.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah.
Again, honest answers, please.
being able to compete
Hey,
with
I
friends
nearly
is
forgot.
fun.
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Okay.
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Sure, let's do it.
Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That's a loud ass switch. That's very loud. Should we sit here for 4 hours, guys? Nah, this baby's burning.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Sure,
Because if it's
one
the
of them.
latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of
It's still
ideas.
there.
I can't think
He's
of a
dancing.
single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
All right.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about?
What?
What's our backstory?
Firewatch.
What is our motivation?
I think.
Well, it seems obvious to me
Is it?
that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep.
Is this Firewatch?
Perhaps
It looks
for
so
some
different.
sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of
What is-
total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Yep. Is this Firewatch? It looks slightly different to what I... Yeah, it is. Okay. Because in the original game, it was Minecraft and Portal, I think. And Half-Life 2?
No, it can't be.
What? What happened?
It is.
What?
It's an open world game.
Ye-
Good
kind
God,
of.
quickly block it off.
What? What? No!
Thank goodness.
I wanted to explore, man.
Close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
You're not a fan of open world, eh?
It's open, just wandering around, no right or wrong directions, no path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh,
There's a gap.
Thank heavens we avoided it.
Is there a gap?
We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
No!
Let's find another game.
There's a gap!
Preferably something with walls. Something with nice,
Kind of.
big, insurmountable walls.
Let me out.
Okay, I think this...
I'm actually curious what the next game's going to be now, because it's obviously not the same as the first ones. Fucking Rocket League.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind.
This is such a big
Just
pitch.
a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be...
Is that a
phenomenally
fucking
impressed.
challenge? What if I walk in... There's just a hole.
Okay, so what exactly do we do
There's
here?
not.
Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball?
Close enough.
Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh my god, it's massive. Okay, I can move faster. I'm gonna kick it. Boom. I'm gonna get a goal. You ready for this? What? I said I'm gonna get a goal. You ready for this? Eh. Here it comes.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I work... Hold
Oh,
on.
I fell out of the map.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that.
I fell out of the map. It's very dark. What's this? Ah, I've fallen again. What? This is dark. Actually kind of scary. Yeah, what if the monsters are in here? Like at the end of the tunnel? What if the monsters are in here? I'm actually quite scared. What's happening? What am I doing?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
I fell out the map.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Okay.
I can wait.
Okay. Where are my balloons? I guess we'll find out where the balloons are next time. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please like the video, and I will see you next time.